following advice that I'm about to give you is probably extremely controversial, but it has made the biggest difference. I can't even explain how much of a difference it's made for me as a content creator who makes money through social media. If you're a content creator who makes money through social media, you know that there's ups and downs. There's high days and there's really low days. Now, what I used to do was watch my analytics like a hawk. I would check every single day to see how much money I was making. And if I wasn't making enough, or if I thought I should be making more, I would try to figure out what I could do to make more money. It was extremely stressful. It took up a lot of energy, and it didn't really seem to do anything. It made no difference, the effort that I put into trying to make more money, to fix the low days. Now, what I'm referring to is the experience that I had years ago. We're talking 2-3 years ago, way before I learned what I know now about wealth and phase 2. We don't really refer to it as phase 2 anymore, but the things that I know now, we'll just leave it at that. When you see your money as a problem, it has to be a problem. When you see making $100 a day, when you've had this stream of like 5, 6, 7, 8, $900,000 days, or whatever your numbers are, whatever your numbers are, when you see a low day as a problem, you're going to get more of that because you're putting your energy into it. It's funny because what a lot of people do is they get more excited about their low days than they do about their high days. And I could say this from personal experience. I would get more energy from seeing a $100 day than from seeing a $1,000, $2,000 day. So here's my advice to you. You have to stop looking at your money as a problem. In fact, stop looking at your money at all. Stop looking at your analytics. What's happening when your numbers are going up and down is you're giving yourself an opportunity to feel feelings. You're showing yourself an illusion, right? This is all a simulation. It's all a hologram. It's just showing you what you put energy into, what you get feelings from. When you're seeing those highs and lows, which I guess if you want to get the energy, you have to look at your analytics. So the part about not looking at your analytics is kind of advanced. So I take that back. Since you're a beginner at this, since you're new to what I'm teaching, assuming you're new to phase 2 and what I talk about here, you're going to want to look at your analytics, but you have to not see the low numbers as problems. Instead, here's what you do. You feel the energy that comes up for you. You feel the feelings that come up for you with whatever number you're looking at, whether it's a high day, a low day. You're going to have feelings. So what you're looking at on your analytics is probably going to be something like this. Very high days, very low days, just up and down constantly. But what's actually happening is a flat line, a very steady line. That steady line is basically the fact that you're safe no matter what's happening or what appears to be happening in your experience. That flat line is the fact that since money isn't real, it can never actually run out. Since money's not real, the only thing it can do is simulate an experience for you. If you make $100 in a day, that doesn't mean you made $100 in a day. That means that you created that illusion so you get energy from it. One thing that's really common when people start embracing what we teach regarding like wealth and seeing the world, your experience as a simulation, one thing that's really common is feeling like and experiencing money numbers not adding up. Like it doesn't make sense. And that's because it doesn't make sense. It's not real. There are no numbers. There are no dollars. It is all just an illusion designed to give you feelings. And as you move through those feelings, as you become more comfortable with the sensation of ups and downs, highs and lows, what you'll find is that you actually make pretty much the same amount of money every month. Maybe it even expands. In other words, you are in no danger. There is no problem. You are just buying into the feelings and the thoughts that come up when you see those highs and lows and deciding that there is a problem so that you can have the experience of trying to fix it. Now, you can't fix a problem and have a solution to the problem at the same time. You're either fixing the problem and trying to figure it out, or there is no problem. It's one or the other. So as soon as you decide that something is a problem, it has to be a problem. So whether you are a new content creator, you're just getting into making money from social media, you're just getting into selling yourself, your products on social media, or you've been doing this for a while, this advice still applies. Everyone has highs and low days. I've been having high and low days, and it's been years now. My highs and lows are so intense, and yours might be different. Who knows? Of course yours are different. Some examples of the highs and lows that I have is I'll have like a $2,000 day, and the next day is a $16 day. That happens. Now, a previous version of me, without the awareness that I have now, would have freaked the fuck out. I would have been like, $16? Oh my God, I just made $2,000 yesterday. How can I fix this? How can I have another $200 day, or $2,000 day rather? That question will be the death of you. How can I keep this going? Ruins careers, ruins money, ruins income. You know why? Because that question implies that you didn't create this. It implies that something you did, something outside of you, is the reason why you're having this experience, and now you have to figure out how to replicate it. That's an illusion. That is a solid, complete illusion. As soon as you ask, how can I do this again? How can I recreate this? How can I keep this going? You are creating a problem. You're putting power outside of yourself. And that is why people struggle with making money on social media. They can't handle the emotional highs and lows. And I'm telling you, they're going to happen. They will always happen. They're going to be there forever. You'll just get more comfortable with the feelings. And as you expand, as you get more comfortable, the numbers are going to expand too. So here's the thing. There was a time where I got really comfortable with having high days of like $300 and low days of $50. Like, whatever. Okay, I'm making decent money from social media. On my good days, I make $300. On my low days, I make 50. Whatever, it's fine. Then, like I was just talking about, I started having $2,000 days and like $10 days or $16 days. More intense feelings were coming up for me. And who knows, maybe by the end of this year, I'll be having $10,000 days and like $100 days. And I'll be freaking out again. I'm going to get more comfortable with the feelings over time. I've become more comfortable with these feelings. It just gets more intense. You can probably imagine that there's people out there who make millions of dollars one day and then thousands of dollars the next. They have to be really emotionally secure in order to handle that experience. You will never get more than you can handle. If you can only handle the emotional highs and lows of $100 and $10 on social media in terms of income, that's what you're going to get. And as you expand through that, you'll become more comfortable to the point where you can handle the $10,000 days, the $1 million days, the whatever dollar days. But you have to go through the emotional expansion. This is the difference between people who win the lottery and lose all their money in 2 years and people who maintain wealth for generations. The people who maintain wealth for generations know that their feelings are the key. They know that being comfortable and secure with their feelings is how they avoid getting rid of all their money, because money is energy. Feelings are energy. How much energy can you handle is the question. Lottery winners who suddenly find themselves with an overwhelming amount of energy in the form of money will do everything they possibly can to get rid of it, including creating things that they feel like they need to spend their money on, whether that's problems or taxes or people coming to them asking for money. They feel like they can't say no. Their money's gone. Their money's gone within a few months or a couple years, because they didn't go through the emotional expansion that you are going through right now, and I'm bringing your awareness to it. Now that you're aware of this, now that I've explained this to you and you could possibly start to see it, what you'll eventually get to is a point where you stop looking at your analytics, because it doesn't matter how much money you made. You know that the money will always be there. It makes literally no difference what the number is, because the number isn't real anyway. The idea that you have to like budget and plan how much money you're going to make and then spend is very rooted in limitation and like lack and scarcity and fear, which are all feelings, by the way. When you allow yourself to feel those feelings, you let them go. You expand past them. You cannot possibly, I'm kind of asserting this, but I feel like you cannot possibly be emotionally okay with not looking at your analytics if you haven't moved through those feelings. I used to be someone who religiously checked my analytics because I felt those feelings of fear, lack, scarcity, needing to control things. And as I felt that energy and I let it go, I stopped caring about my analytics. Looking at my analytics makes no fucking difference to me. I can have those high and low days and feel nothing. And I still make 10 to 20K a month, because it doesn't matter. It makes no difference. I can only create my own problems. Otherwise, everything handles itself perfectly and it just expands on its own without my intervention. There's nothing to figure out. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I felt really inspired to just talk on this topic because it came up today. So if you're interested in learning more about what I'm referring to in terms of life being a simulation, phase 2, which I mentioned briefly, you can check out my books and my community. They're linked in my bio, or my description rather. Talking about like Instagram. And yeah. Be sure to subscribe and tap the notification bell to get notified next time I post. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.